Okay, so today we learned about increasing, decreasing, and the constant. So, like where the function is increasing, where it's decreasing, and where it's constant. So on these, we're going to do increasing, decreasing, constant, domain, and range. So remember, increasing is where it's going up, and you're looking at the x values. So for this increasing, it's going to start at negative infinity, because those are arrows, and it's going to go until about right here. You're looking at the x value, so it goes to 1. You're using parentheses, okay? You're not going to say 4. 4 is the y value. You're looking for kind of the domain of where the graph is increasing. Decreasing is going to pick up at negative 1. You're using parentheses. Very rarely do you use a bracket. And you're going to infinity. There is no place that it's constant. The domain is negative infinity to infinity because it starts and ends in the forever, going on forever in both directions. And then your range, it starts, its lowest number is at negative infinity because it's coming up from negative infinity, and it goes all the way up to right there at positive 4. That will be a bracket. Domains and ranges definitely use brackets, but increasing, decreasing, and constant, you'll very rarely use a bracket. Number 2, increasing. It's increasing basically for the whole function. So this is going to be from, this is one crazy time where you're going to use a bracket, from 0, remember you're using the x-axis number. So it's this number right here off of the x-axis that you're using, and it's going all the way to infinity with parentheses. We use a bracket on this one because that is the start of the graph, so it is definitely an included point. It's not at a change of direction. Change of directions, when it goes from increasing to decreasing or decreasing back to increasing, is when you're going to use parentheses. There is no place that it's decreasing and no place that it's constant. The domain is from 0 to infinity. In your range, now you're going to use your y value is from 1 to infinity. For number 3, increasing is going to be from negative 3, another case where you can use a bracket because it's the start of a graph. It's not at a change of direction. So negative 3 to positive 2, and again, it's the end of the graph, so you can use a bracket. Decreasing, there is no place that it's decreasing, there is no place that it's constant. The domain is the same as this increasing. And then the range is going to go from negative 5 up to positive 5, both with brackets. Okay, number 4. This is going to be good. Increasing. So increasing, we can use a bracket. I'm going to actually start out here because there are several places. We can use a bracket here because that's the start of the graph. So that would be at negative 5. And it's going to go until negative 4. Remember, you're using the x values, not the y values. So don't even look at the x-axis numbers. Don't look at these right now. Look at only the x values. Those should be what you're looking at. Okay, so negative 5 to negative 4, and we're going to use a parenthesis because that's a change of direction. Okay, then it drops down and it back again right here. Again, it's a change of direction, so we're going to use, we're going to use a parenthesis, and that's negative 2, remember x values, and then we're going up to, and again, that's not 4, that's 0. It's up to here at 0 with parentheses, and then it starts again right here, which is at 2, change of direction, so use parentheses, and it ends right here, which is at 4, change of direction, so use parentheses. So those are all the places that it is increasing. So now let's look at all the places where it's decreasing, which is going to be at the end, basically, of where the increasing was. Okay, so decreasing, it starts right here, and it goes to here. This whole area in between is decreasing, so that's negative 4. It's a change of direction, so use parentheses. To negative 2, change of direction. And then again from here to here, it's decreasing. So that's from 0 to 2. Again, use parentheses because those are both changes of direction. And then again from 4 until 5, the 4 needs to be a parenthesis because that's a change of direction, but the 5 can be a bracket because that's an end point. It's not changing direction. It's not constant anywhere. The domain is going to be brackets because those are end points. -5 all the way to +5 with a bracket. And range is going to be from -4, again with a bracket. And this, you don't use change of direction on range. On range, it's just the bottom of the graph to the top of the graph, has nothing to do with changes of direction. These are actual dots on the graph, so the graph exists at -4, so that's why you use a bracket. And then it exists at +4, so you're going to use a bracket up there. Number 5, increasing. We're going to go 0 to infinity, and again, that is a change of direction, so you are going to have to use a parenthesis at 0. Remember, here is where it starts, that's 0, and it's going on forever, so we're going to use parentheses. There is no decreasing. There is a constant. The constant is from -infinity, that's because this is an arrow, so it's coming from -infinity all the way to 0, and that's a change of direction, so we're going to use a parenthesis. Your domain is going to be -infinity to +infinity because it starts and stops with arrows. And then your range, if you look at your range starts at 0, and it's including because the graph exists there, and it goes on forever going up, so it's going to be infinity. Okay? All right, the last one, increasing. It increases at 2, that's a change of direction, so we're going to use a parenthesis. And it stops increasing, I'm sorry, that was -2. And it stops increasing at +2, again a change of direction, so oh, just kidding, that is not it is still increasing. So we're going to undo that. It actually starts at -2 and it stops increasing at +4. That was a little bit of an illusion because it makes you think that it's stopping there, but it actually keeps increasing. And that's a change of direction, so we're going to have to use a parenthesis. So this whole area between here and here is increasing, all of it, okay? No decreasing. We do have several places where it's constant. It's constant from -infinity all the way to -2 with a parenthesis, because that's a change of direction. And it's also constant from 4, is that a change of direction, to infinity. It's constant as well. Domain's going to be -infinity to infinity because we have arrows at the beginning and at the end. And then your range is going to be from -2, that's the lowest point with a bracket because it exists, all the way up to +2 with a bracket because it exists. And we're done.